I will call this September 8th meeting of the Riverside Township Board of Trustees to order. Please rise. And Trustee Morrissey, will you please lead us in the pledge?
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay. Clerk Dropko, will you please call the roll?
Yes, Trustee Blau.
Here.
Trustee Clark.
Present.
Trustee Heilenbach.
Present.
Trustee Morrissey.
Present.
Supervisor Wilt.
Here.
Let the record note that Clerk Dropka is in attendance. We have a quorum.
Thank you. And first on the order of business is the approval of the minutes of the August 11th meeting. What is your pleasure?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes of the meeting on Wednesday, August 11th.
Do I hear a second?
Well, are we going to amend them?
We can, but let's have the motion on the floor. For the-
I'll second.
You
Okay.
can't.
I have a
Yeah,
mo-
you weren't here.
Oh, yeah, no.
Oh, you're right, I can't.
Right.
I'll second it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Are there any additions or corrections?
Yes, Tom Morrissey was not present.
Okay. The clerk will note that Trustee Morrissey was not present, and please correct any items in the minutes that would reflect his presence. I believe that would be on all of the votes. He was listed as yes. So Clerk Dropka, you'll make those corrections?
Yes.
All right, are there any other additions or corrections to these minutes? Hearing none, all in favor of accepting the minutes as corrected, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, nay. Motion is carried. Thank you. All right, next item is are there any communications?
Yes. We received a thank you note from the Brookfield Police Department, thanking us for the flashing beacons that they applied for a grant from us. And so there's nice pictures in here, and I'll pass it around so you can all see what they look like. But that's it.
That's all? All right.
Yes.
Thank you. Moving right along. Are there any public comments?
I'm Fran Sitkowitz. I'm here as Township Assessor. So I just wanted to bring everyone up to date with what's going on with property taxes. So the second installment property taxes are out, and they are calculated against the equalized assessed values that are a result of last year's reassessment and appeal sessions. And they include both commercial properties and residential properties. So during last year's reassessment and after the both appeal sessions with the Assessor's Office and the Board of Review, it appears that commercial properties declined in value while residential properties increased substantially in values. So this has essentially caused a shift of the property tax burden from commercial properties to residential properties. Now, not every single individual commercial property declined. Some actually increased, but as a whole, there was about 11% decrease in our commercial properties from last year. So I would say that about 70% of our residential properties have experienced substantial increases in their second installment property tax bills, everywhere from $1,200 to $6,000 increases. So the range is pretty big. We've been getting a lot of calls. Bob Uphughes called, and he has a really good article in the Landmark. So if anyone's interested in pulling that up, he did a really good job and did a lot of research, and then spoke with me after he did most of his research already. So there's a lot of information there. I wrote an article for that will be in the newsletter, and then also on our website, just trying to explain to people what happened, because most people are pretty shocked. So needless to say, we're expecting a very robust appeal session with the Board of Review. Once they open us, we're expecting to hear from them any week now. So things have been kind of busy in the township.
At one point, you had indicated that even the prior appeals that were the assessor appeals, that those had not been noted or had not been decided, or at least people hadn't gotten their decisions.
Right, so our
Is that still the case?
2021 appeal session with the Cook County Assessor, we have not received that data yet. I understand that those decisions have been made, the assessor's office has that information. They're trying to figure out how to relay that information to the taxpayers and to interested parties like township assessors. So they have to know, when they make changes in values, they have to notify, obviously, the property owners and make public announcements about it. So I think they're trying to figure out how to communicate that information. They're going through a systems change right now, and I think this is one of their issues that they're having, how to communicate information to interested parties. So we're still waiting to hear that information from the assessor's office. So we don't even know what those results are yet, and the Board of Review cannot act until they get those results from the assessor's office.
That's why the delay. in
Yes,
there.
that's why they're delayed. So it's just, everything's been delayed. Yes.
Can you, if you have a commercial property, can you do
Appeal?
an appeal for a
Yes.
commercial property?
Yes, in fact, that's where most of our commercial properties received their reductions last year. The assessor's office, when they first reassessed, the commercial properties were actually increased. By the time the Board of Review finished their appeal sessions, those commercial properties had declined quite a bit. The 5 largest declines happened in the mall area. So, yes.
Hey, Fran, I was wondering, are appeals done by Zoom, or are they live? Are you familiar?
Well, so you can file an appeal online. The Board of Review does do in-person hearings, at least they did in the past. Last year, they did not do in-person hearings because of COVID. They did Zoom hearings. I don't know what they're going to do this year yet. They haven't announced that. So you can appeal, with the Board of Review, you can appeal in person, or you can file a paper appeal. Most people, if they just have a regular lack of uniformity appeal, they don't go for a hearing. If you have an unusual circumstance, incorrect square footage, you live next to a train, or you have some kind of outside interference with your values that most people aren't experiencing, that's when I recommend a hearing. But under most circumstances, people just file an appeal, and all those appeals now are online with both the assessor's office and the Board of Review.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Are you taking appeal reservations now?
Well, we're collecting information, we're collecting a list. We have 2 pretty big files full of people who we know
I
want to
bet
file
you
an
do.
appeal. And so we have their contact information, and once we hear from the Board of Review, we'll send out emails, make phone calls, however people have indicated to us that they prefer to be contacted, and then we'll start pulling comparables once we get all the updated data, and send out comparables and just, help people the best that we can file their appeals.
Thank you, Fran.
Can you file an appeal every year or?
You can.
Oh, you can, okay.
Yes, everyone in Cook County can appeal every year, twice a year, with both the assessor and the Board of Review. And if they feel necessary, they can even file an appeal with the Illinois State Property Tax Appeals Board. So they can actually go to the 3rd level if they feel that their assessment is really out of line. So, yes. Anything else?
Anyone else? Thank you very much.
You're welcome. I hate to run out at you, but I have a class that starts at 7:30, so thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Fran.
Thanks, Fran.
Okay. Next item, then, I don't see anybody else for public comments, so that would be my report. Not a whole lot going on, which is why we don't have a lot on our agenda today. I will tell you that food pantry, we were running low on funds, so I transferred some money from the general funds into that account, which is budgeted for. And there's no news on the lower bidder coming through with the questions asked by the architect in terms of the bridge, so I don't have any information for you on that. I have asked him to reduce the scope of the project, and let's try one more time and see if we can simply not, it would be best, and their recommendation is that we, strip the whole thing and start from scratch. But obviously, because there's probably lead paint and a lot of work to that, there would have to be caution and remediation and all that kind of special things. That's why the price is so high for the complete job that was quoted. But I said, let's take a look at just scraping, certainly prepping down to the metal any areas that are rusty or flaking or peeling, and then give it a coating that may last another 7-8 years until we can do a full-blown job. So that's where we are on that. I did submit the agreement for them to manage the roof project. Again, not quite sure that we're going to be able to do everything we'd like to do, but that is in their court now to start putting together the proposal, and we'll take a look. The newsletter, you should have gotten a copy in your office mailbox, but they were mailed this week. So all of our upcoming events and reminders about things that we do are in there, including the article that Fran mentioned about the assessments. I've had a number of GA and emergency assistance inquiries and applications, and I expect that there will be more now that the ban on foreclosures has been, or evictions, I should say, has been lifted. I did inquire about 2 items. I told Mike Hayes that it really wasn't necessary for him to be here tonight because we had nothing terribly controversial on our agenda, but I have asked him about 2 things. One of the parties that we approved provided us with insurance. It didn't say what we asked them to have it say, so we asked them to get a new rider, including us. And when that came back, there was an extra sentence added in that we don't think is covering what we're asking for. So I gave it to our attorney for a judgment call on whether, I don't think if this is how they're going to play the game. And the problem is that that insurance policy came from their caterer. It's not, they may have to actually also do what we recommend when it's a private party like this, that they extend their homeowners to do this, because right now they put in an exclusion term that we didn't care for. It just basically said it was just for liability insurance, whereas we want to make sure that the dram shop is covered. Anyway, then the other question has to do with the bridge. We have a levy item. There is, and I don't know what the proper term is right now, but there are different funds that we levy for. Currently, we are levying for 3 of them, but there's a 4th one that hasn't been levied for a while, called the Roads and Bridge. And we've simply always made that part of the general. I have asked them to look into what it would take to activate that part of the levy, so that when we do have to do a full-blown job on the bridge, we can do that. Little bit at a time, and we can build up a fund for that. And so those are the 2 questions I put out to the law firm. And then I will also report to you that right now we have not gotten $1 yet of taxes because of the delay in the bills being sent out. So I've been having to really watch the checking account and make sure that I transfer from the money market when necessary. Otherwise, the exercise class is going well. We're getting 17 to 20 people each class, so that has been going well. And we could tell today that people missed the holiday on Monday, not having a class, because they came in right away. And that's all that I have to report, but I'd be glad to answer any questions on things I may have missed.
What type of donations do we need for the food pantry?
We will, except we always want proteins, vegetables, fruit, and cash donations are great too, because then we can buy in bulk and do things. We always need, as I said, the staples is what we do. One thing I'm looking at, but, you know, a lot of articles have been written lately, and I'd never really thought about that, that we don't provide any milk products because they're not shelf-stable. But we may want to look at, I don't know, if, you know, powdered milk would be a good thing, because we give out cereal all the time. We give out mac and cheese, and all those things require some kind of a milk product. And during the winter, when we've been giving, you know, gift cards to the local stores, they can buy that. When we do farmer's market in the summer, there's no dairy there, so just a thought.
So proteins and you, like canned fruit?
Chicken, tuna, whatever, meat, like
Corned beef
chilies, corned beef hash, things like that. I've been trying to, I just did a great deal of shopping in the past week and brought it, you know, our custodian's been keeping track of what we're running short on, and then after I bought it, I went, wow, that's a lot of sodium, you know, but that's the problem with preserved foods like that, so.
Do they like canned ravioli, like meat?
I've gotten some of that, and that, you know, I never used to. I have been getting some of that just because it's a quick thing.
Right.
And kids do enjoy that, but we do pastas, we do sauces. The sauce is tricky because most of it comes in glass bottles, but Aldi, most of the time, has some that are in plastic jars, so that helps. Otherwise, you know, we welcome anything and all things as long as it's not expired.
Right, so canned fruit.
Canned fruit, we also do like the individual serving things, you know, the little fruit cups. Canned fruit, yeah, I wish I could say we have room for fresh produce, but, you know, that's an issue. Only because, not that we couldn't store it and bring it down, but our problem is that since we're open every day that the office is open, and we have a flow throughout. We have 1 week of the month, I would say toward the end of the month, from the middle of the third week to the end of the month, we tend to get the bulk of our people. That's just when they cycle through. But not so much that I could say, oh, I'll pick up produce or I'll pick up milk for this week, because then sometimes they don't come. They don't have a ride, or, you know, they're not feeling well, or somebody brought them some food so they don't need it. So it's just too unpredictable.
Yeah, the Presbyterian Church Little Food Pantry has fresh fruit on Mondays and Fridays. And
Yes,
people
and
can
they
just
get it,
cover-
actually, they get it from Aldi. Their
Oh,
Aldi manager,
yes.
the Aldi manager in Lyons, I believe, is the one who's happy to move, you know, a little. It's not pretty enough for them to sell anymore, but it's still very good and edible, usable. So, that is what I have there. And if there are any other questions, I'd be glad to answer them. And if not, we can move along to the trustees' reports. And Tom, do you have anything?
I have nothing.
Okay. And Leanne, do you have anything for us?
Not at the present time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mary Rob?
Just to reiterate, the exercise class is going very well. It's twice a week now, Mondays and Wednesdays. And if we hear a cry that they want it on Fridays too, you know, we'll go back to Fridays also.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. And Tim?
I have nothing to report. Our next meeting for the Mental Health Board will be next Wednesday, a week from today.
Very good. Thank you. Then, hearing nothing else, we will move along to unfinished business. I already mentioned in my report, there's really nothing, but I keep swinging bridge repairs on here in case something comes up at any given time. And on to the next item would be the approval of the warrants. You have them in your binder. And Trustee Blau, would you like to take us through that?
Trustee Blau moves that the board authorize and ratify payment of the bills identified on the general warrant dated September 2021 in the amount of $14,572.24 as presented to the board this 8th day of September 2021.
Thank you. We have a motion to approve the general warrants. Do I hear a second?
Second.
I have a motion by trustee Blau, seconded by trustee Clark, to approve the general warrants for September 2021 in the total amount of $14,572.24. Is there any discussion? If not, Clerk Drapka, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Blau.
Yes?
Trustee Clark.
Yes.
Trustee Heilenbach.
Yes.
Trustee Morrissey.
Yes.
Supervisor Wilt.
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. All right. Other warrants?
Motion by trustee Blau.
Go ahead.
To
approve. Yeah, to
authorize
approve.
and ratify payment of the bills, the following bills. The utility warrant for September 21 in the amount of $1,028.31. Payroll warrant for September 2021 in the amount of $20,103.83.
I think that's 89.
It is.
Yeah.
It's 89, it's
Yes,
83 on the sheet.
Sorry.
That's okay. Thank you. Health warrant for September 2021 in the amount of $4,455.88. General assistance warrant for September 2021 in the amount of $4,195.30. Radio Township Players warrant for September 2021 in the amount of $536.13. And the food pantry warrant for September 2021 in the amount of $1,156.78.
I think we missed the grants.
We
warrant.
did miss the grants.
It was a couple.
Oh, I apologize.
If they stuck, right.
September 20, grants for September 2021 in the amount of $5,235.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that to my attention.
sorry.
I apologize.
No, all right. Do I hear a second? I have a motion to approve these warrants.
I'll second.
Trustee Morrissey. So I have a motion by trustee Blau, second by trustee Morrissey to approve the following warrants, and they're probably out of order because I just grabbed that to correct that. So the utility warrants in the amount of $1,028.31. The payroll warrant in the amount of $20,103.89. The grants warrant in the amount of $5,235. The health warrant in the amount of $4,455.88. The general assistance warrant in the amount of $4,195.30. The radio township radio players warrant in the amount of $536.13. And the food pantry warrant in the amount of $1,156.78. Any questions? Then, Clerk Drapka, would you please call the roll?
Trustee Blau.
Yes?
Trustee Clark.
Yes.
Trustee Heilenbach.
Yes.
Trustee Morrissey.
Yes.
Supervisor Wilt.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Any questions on the general town funds or any of the expenditures and cash flow? It's part of the financial report. Hearing none, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Can we go back for a
Do you
minute?
have, you have a question on the warrants?
I have a question on the general warrant for Jerry Owen,
Yes.
that he billed us for 8 classes, and I think there's only 7 in September.
I don't think so. I think.
Oh,
they
are there, did I
double-checked.
miscount? Which is very easily for me to do.
I'm sorry?
It's very easily for me, oh, you know what, I missed the first week, so 1,
Yeah, they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The Wednesday class had
Yeah,
extra.
okay, I'm sorry, I apologize to
No,
the
that's okay,
exercise
no.
people.
It's normally it's like a Monday that seems to be longer, but the Wednesday had an extra. Yeah.
An
No,
extra Wednesday, I apologize to
No.
everybody.
No problem.
TV land, our seniors.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. There's notes for you. And if there's nothing else, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by trustee Clark, seconded by trustee Blau to adjourn this meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. Motion is carried. Thank you.